This is Chris Videos. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE Money in the Bank 2023 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's Money in the Bank. Well, it was actually in the afternoon, actually, over here at the East Coast, 3 p.m. But yeah. We kick off the show with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. It was Logan Paul versus LA Knight versus Damian Priest versus Santos Escobar versus Butch versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ricochet in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. And this match, it was a freaking banger. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, everybody came close multiple times in this match. There was some crazy spots in this match. Like, and there was one point, I'm not even gonna lie, I think this is what the fans chanted, and it was just so damn funny. And by the way, when everybody was coming out, LA Knight got like the biggest, loudest pop when he came out, so that was great. But there was one cool moment where we see a ladder set out from the ring apron to the steel steps that was setting up, and Damian Priest got laid on it. And then eventually we see Logan Paul jump off the ring apron with a frog splash, a nice one too, onto Damian Priest. The ladder didn't break or nothing, but he hit it onto him. And the fans, I think the fans still chanted to Logan Paul, "You still suck," which was pretty funny, you know. And there was, like I said, there was a bunch of cool moments in this match. Like we see Damian Priest and Logan Paul in the beginning setting up like two tables outside the ring and stuff. And like Logan Paul's trying to avoid getting hit by Damian Priest, and Damian Priest still hit him eventually. And then like we get towards the ending of this match. Oh yeah, by the way, there was one cool moment with Shinsuke Nakamura where he puts like people through the second rope and hits that like running sliding German suplex type move onto people. He had one on the Ricochet off the ladder, pretty much. Like there was this ladder, like a bridge from one ladder in the middle of the ring to the ropes and stuff, and he laid Ricochet on it and hit it, which was pretty nice. But yeah, we get towards the ending of this match where we see at one point Ricochet hitting a Spanish fly onto Logan Paul off the second rope out to the ring through those tables, but they only went through one table. The other table didn't break. But yeah, both of them got laid out for the rest of the match from that move. And then we start we see LA Knight and Butch on the top of the ladder, because Butch was almost about to grab the briefcase, but then LA Knight stops him, but then Butch snaps his fingers and LA Knight falls off the ladder. Well, after he done fall off the ladder, here comes Damian Priest. He climbs up and he grabs Butch by the throat and pushes him off the ladder onto another ladder. Like there was this ladder pretty much laid up against the turnbuckles and stuff, and Butch hits that. Like a hard landing too. It was really hard. And then Priest, like, he was about to win it up until LA Knight pulls him off the ladder and throws him over the top rope. And then LA Knight was trying to climb him, but then here comes Santos Escobar, and Santos was trying to stop LA Knight, but LA Knight hits blunt force trauma onto him, laying him out as well. LA Knight starts climbing up the ladder, and then here comes Shinsuke Nakamura pulling him off, and then LA Knight throws Nakamura over the top rope, taking him out. And then Knight climbs up the ladder again. Here comes Damian Priest. Both of them going at it up there, but then Priest hits the broken arrow off the top of the ladder. And then Damian Priest climbs up the ladder and retrieve the briefcase. So yeah, Damian Priest won the Money in the Bank ladder match. He defeated everybody, and yeah, Damian Priest is Mr. Money in the Bank. Now, Damian Priest definitely deserves it. I'm not even going to lie about that. Like, he definitely deserved it. He was like my second pick in this match of like winning, at least. Obviously, I was going for LA Knight. Like, in my opinion, LA Knight should have won because he's been getting really popular. But hopefully he'll get like something in the main event scene eventually, you know? But yeah, Damian Priest is the winner of the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. And that match, it was still a pretty good one. It sucks that LA Knight didn't win, but Priest, he was still a good pick. I'm not even going to lie. He was still good, you know? I'd give that match 4 stars. That's why I would have gave it more if LA Knight would have won. But 4 stars, I think it was good enough. And yeah, it was really good. Crazy moments and all that stuff. Really good stuff. But yeah, there's a lot more matches to come later on tonight. But up next, we're going to be seeing Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler defending the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships up against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez up next at Money in the Bank. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Money in the Bank, it was a tag team match. It was the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez in a tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. And this match, it was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth between these two teams. Now we see pretty much Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey going after Liv Morgan's injured shoulder majority of the time in this match, just stomping on it and everything. And Liv Morgan was trying to fight back a few times, like trying to roll up Ronda Rousey at one point, getting a 2 count and everything. We see a cool moment where we see pretty much Raquel in the top turnbuckle, and then Ronda Rousey climbed up there and locked on the armbar onto her, and Raquel had a fight out of it by powerbombing Ronda Rousey off the second turnbuckle. So yeah, she goes for the pin on Ronda. 1, 2. Shayna Baszler barely breaking at the pin at the count of 2. These two teams just going back and forth and everything. But then it looks like all hopes was over for Raquel and Liv, because Raquel got taken out. Shayna Baszler locked on the Kitafuda clutch onto Liv Morgan, trying to make her tap out like Liv Morgan was passing out. But Liv Morgan starts fighting back and everything. Breaks out the submission hold by rolling Shayna Baszler through and everything, going at it with her. And then eventually Ronda Rousey tagged herself in. And then we see Ronda Rousey about to take care of Liv Morgan, because Liv Morgan's the legal person in this match. And then all of a sudden we see Shayna Baszler just attack Ronda Rousey from behind, beating her down and everything, laying her out, and then locked on the Kitafuda clutch onto Ronda Rousey, trying to make her pass out and everything. Shayna Baszler finally lets go and walks out the ring, just walked away from this match. And then we see Raquel getting in there, hitting the Tohada bomb onto Ronda Rousey, and then grabbed her by the leg, flips her over to the ropes pretty much, and then Liv Morgan got tagged back in, and she hits Oblivion onto Ronda Rousey, and then pins her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defeated Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, and they are the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match and everything. Now, I was not expecting Shayna Baszler to turn on Ronda Rousey pretty much already. Like, they just started their Women's Tag Team title run, but yeah, it looks like we'll possibly be seeing Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler at SummerSlam. So yeah, that dream match is now going to be happening, it looks like. But yeah, that's what happened there. And by the way, it was cool where we see Ronda Rousey pretty much got the Majin, painted on her forehead or whatever. Dragon Ball Z stuff. So yeah, that was pretty cool right there. But yeah, good match and stuff. Surprised that Shayna Baszler turned on Ronda Rousey already. I'll give it all 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was pretty good stuff. But yeah. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. But then after that, we see Kayla Braxton interviewing the Mr. Money in the Bank, Damian Priest. And yeah, Damian Priest was talking about all the possibilities of cashing in Money in the Bank, like becoming United States Champion once again, Intercontinental Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, or the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. So yeah, that's what Damian Priest was talking about. But he says at the end of the day, he'll become champion once again. So yeah, that's what happened there. But next we're going to be seeing Gunther versus Matt Riddle 1-on-1 for the Intercontinental Championship. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Money in the Bank, it was a 1-on-1 match. It was the Intercontinental Champion Gunther versus Matt Riddle 1-on-1 for the Intercontinental Championship. Matt Riddle makes his way down there. And we see Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci introducing Gunther and stuff. So yeah, for his match and all that stuff, they introduced Gunther, and then Imperium just stepped backstage. So yeah, they're not at ringside for Gunther's match. But yeah, this match, it was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth between Matt Riddle and Gunther. And what was going on was we see Gunther going after Matt Riddle's foot half of the time because, his foot is injured in storyline and stuff like that. At one point we see Matt Riddle hit that jumping knee to the face onto Gunther. He pins him. 1, 2. Gunther barely kicking out at 2. All of a sudden, Gunther starts coming back at the end of the match and everything, laying out Riddle. He climbs at the top turnbuckle and jumps off with the big splash, but Riddle catches him into a triangle chokehold, and like Gunther is about to lose by that submission, but then Gunther lifts up Matt Riddle and hits the powerbomb onto him, pins him. 1, 2, Riddle kicks out, but as soon as Riddle kicks out, Gunther turns it into the single leg Boston Crab onto Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle was fighting out of that and stuff and rolls back over. Gunther starts slapping the foot and everything, hitting an injured ankle, and then he locks on a ankle bar pretty much onto Matt Riddle, making him tap out. So yeah, Gunther defeated Matt Riddle and he has retained the Intercontinental Championship. That's what happened. Pretty good match, but then after the match ended, Gunther was celebrating, holding up the Intercontinental Championship up high, up until Drew McIntyre's theme song hits, and he makes his return back tonight at Money in the Bank. So yeah, the rumors are true of him returning and everything. And actually, Michael Cole addressed that on commentary, saying that the rumors that Drew McIntyre is leaving WWE is not true. So yeah, that's what happened there. Drew McIntyre gets into the ring. He gets a loud pop by the crowd and everything. He gets face-to-face with Gunther. Gunther pie faces McIntyre, and then McIntyre hits the classic low kiss onto Gunther, laying him out, and then he hits him with a Claymore, and then he grabs the Intercontinental Championship, holding it up high over Gunther. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff. Drew McIntyre returning and Gunther retaining the Intercontinental Championship. So yeah, for what happened during the match and after the match, I'll give it all 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was pretty good stuff. But yeah, up next it'll be Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio one-on-one. Up next on Money in the Bank. So yeah, that match will be up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Money in the Bank. See you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Money in the Bank, it was a one-on-one match. It was Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio with the WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley at ringside the Judgment Day. So yeah, Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio in a one-on-one match. In this match, it was okay. Dominic was running a good amount of times from Cody Rhodes, so yeah, he was running away. At one point, Cody Rhodes just took off the cast, so yeah, his arm is healed. But yeah, he's healed up in this match and everything. He's going after Dominic and catches Dominic a few times and everything because Dominic was trying to run through the crowd and up the ramp and everything, and Cody had to keep on getting him. Well, eventually, Rhea Ripley is just distracting Cody Rhodes. And yeah, Rhea Ripley kept on distracting Cody Rhodes a lot of times in this match. Well, we see Dominic trying to expose the turnbuckle and stuff, and the referee catches him and everything. But then we start getting towards the end of the match where we see Rhea Ripley distracting Cody again. Dominic knocks Cody on the second rope, setting up for the 619. He tries to hit the 619 onto Cody, but Cody catches his legs and everything, lifts him up for like an Alabama slam, but then he starts spinning Dominic around and everything, torturing the hell out of this kid. And then Cody hits the Alabama slam onto Dominic. He springboard off the second rope after that, hitting the Cody cutter onto Dominic. And then he hits the crossroads onto Dominic Mysterio and then pins up for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Cody Rhodes defeated Dominic Mysterio tonight on Money in the Bank. That's what happened. For that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. But yeah, that's what happened there. And Brock Lesnar did not return tonight. So yeah, Lesnar did not return at all tonight. But up next, something big's happening because John Cena's making his way out. So yeah, looks like John Cena's returning back tonight at WWE at Money in the Bank. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Money in the Bank was John Cena. So yeah, John Cena makes his return down there at Money in the Bank today. So yeah, he comes down to the ring and he's talking about talking about London, England and all that stuff. And he says that he's been down in London for the last few days because he got something planned. And what he's been planning is pretty much what everybody's been wanting for years is Money in the Bank. I mean, not Money in the Bank. We already got that. WrestleMania in London. And yeah, that's what John Cena said. He said that a lot of people in the back pretty much thinks that the crowd here is hostile and not the best environment and everything. And he says that he respects London so much. And he says that he's been trying to get WrestleMania there in London. So yeah, that's what John Cena's been planning for. You know what? I'm down for it. I want to see WrestleMania in London because that will be freaking hype. Not even going to lie. So yeah, now just always be hyped right there if they can put freaking WrestleMania in London and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what John Cena was talking about. But then he gets interrupted by Grayson Waller. So yeah, Grayson Waller comes down and he says, "John, you want WrestleMania to be in London?" And John's like, "Yeah, I mean, obviously WrestleMania needs to be in London." And Grayson Waller's like, "No, WrestleMania don't need to be in London. WrestleMania needs to be in Australia." So yeah, and that's what he says. And he says we got to have an Aussie Mania. So yeah, that's what Grayson Waller was talking about. And John Cena was like, "Well, that would be cool, but I think WrestleMania needs to be in London." And Grayson Waller was talking a lot of crap. And he says, "Come on, John, last time we seen you was when you lost against Austin Theory at WrestleMania this year. And then before that, you lost to Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. And then before that, to The Fiend at other WrestleMania and all that stuff." So yeah, he says that we haven't seen you in a minute. And he said the thing is like, when you want to put me over or whatever. And, pretty much get rubbed from Grayson Waller. And John Cena was like, "So you want me to get rubbed from Grayson Waller?" And Grayson Waller's like, "Yeah." And John Cena says, "No." And then Cena was about to walk out, and then Grayson Waller stops him, and he says, "Nobody says no to Grayson Waller." And he says, "Well, pretty much I just did." And then he says that WrestleMania, we're going to get WrestleMania here in London. Cena has back turned, but then he gets attacked from behind by Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller is beating him down and everything, stomping on him and everything. Grayson Waller lifts up John Cena, but John Cena picks up Grayson Waller and hits the attitude adjustment onto him, laying him out. And then everybody was hyped. So yeah, that's what happened there. But up next, it will be the women's Money in the Bank ladder match up next on the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. So yeah, that match will be up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until the next thing that happens on Money in the Bank. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Money in the Bank was the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. So yeah, we get to this match, and yeah, it was Becky Lynch versus Bayley versus Io Sky versus Trish Stratus versus Zoe Stark versus Zelina Vega in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And this match, it was a freaking banger. So yeah, everybody makes their way out to the ring. Becky Lynch was the last one to come out. And when Becky Lynch was coming out, that's when Trish Stratus and Zelina Vega gets out the ring and start going up the ramp, brawling with Becky Lynch and everything. And then everybody started getting going in this match. And like I said, this match was a freaking banger. Everybody had their freaking crazy moment. Actually had their moments in this match. Yeah, like at one point we see where we see Io Sky actually jumping off the top of the ladder, hitting a moonsault onto everybody else inside the ring, which was pretty crazy. We've seen Trish Stratus and Zoe start breaking out the handcuffs and stuff because he was going after Becky Lynch a lot of times in this match. At one point, we see a bridge with the ladder from the ring apron to the announce table and stuff, like a bridge. And yeah, Zoe Stark got laid out onto it, but then at one point we see Becky climbing up on the announce table about to do something at Zoe Stark, but then Trish Stratus gets up there brawling with Becky Lynch, and then Becky Lynch then hits the manhandle slam onto Trish Stratus, onto that ladder and stuff, taking out Trish Stratus for the rest of the match. And then after that, we see Zoe Stark running off the ring apron, jumping off with a nice blockbuster to neck breaker onto Becky Lynch outside the ring, which was pretty cool. But then it looked like, we see Zelina Vega on top of the ladder, about to retrieve the Money in the Bank briefcase. And by the way, this was during the match, like earlier in the match, where we see like a bridge with the ladder from the second rope to, pretty much from the ropes to the ladder and stuff. So yeah, there was a bridge already. And then we see Zoe start climbing up on that one side, up there going at it with Zelina Vega, and then Zelina Vega pretty much hits a sunset flip onto Zoe Stark, onto that ladder that was bridged from the ropes and stuff, which was pretty damn crazy right there, taking out herself and Zoe Stark. So yeah, that's what happened there. Both of them got taken out. And then it looked like Io Sky was about to win this match. She climbs up the ladder. She's about to retrieve the briefcase up until Bayley screwed her by pushing her off the top of the ladder. And Io Sky hitting the top rope and stuff on the way down, getting taken out for the match. Bayley climbs up the ladder about to win. But then Becky Lynch comes in there with the handcuff because, she's actually handcuffed on one hand. And, she climbs up there using the handcuff, and I'm not even going to lie, this was a pretty funny moment, like a little botch or whatever, where Becky Lynch actually puts the other handcuff into Bayley's mouth, pretty much. on her cheek and like dragged her down, and then like the handcuff actually came out of her mouth and Bayley tried to put it back in. That was pretty funny right there. And then we see Io Sky quickly getting back into the ring before Bayley and Becky climb back up the ladder, where we see Io Sky pretty much grabbing Bayley's other hand and handcuffing it as well. So Becky and Bayley's handcuff pretty much like with their hands like in between the ladder and stuff, so yeah, they can't climb there or anything. And then Io climbs the ladder over Bayley and retrieves the Money in the Bank briefcase. So yeah, Io Sky won the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. That's what happened. So yeah, she is Miss Money in the Bank. Pretty good match, though. I really liked it. It was a great match. I'll give that match 4.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. Io Sky was my pick to win the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and yeah, she won it. That was a damn good match. But yeah, still to come later on tonight in the main event, it will be Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, the Bloodlines, versus the Usos later on tonight in a tag team match. That'll be the main event. But up next, it will be the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, 1-on-1 for the World Heavyweight Championship, up next on Money in the Bank. So yeah, that match will be happening up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Money in the Bank, it was a 1-on-1 match. It was the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, 1-on-1 for the World Heavyweight Championship. And yeah, this is a 1-on-1 match, and this match, it was a pretty good one. It was going back and forth between these two guys. Finn Balor is going after Seth Rollins' injured ribs majority of the time in this match, stomping on him and everything like that. So yeah, Finn Balor is just doing anything that he can to possibly become the new World Heavyweight Champion. Finn Balor starts taking control of this match towards the end of it, or pretty much like almost to the end of it, when we see Balor knock down Seth. He climbs up the top turnbuckle, try to hit the coup de grace, but Seth moves out the way, but Balor lands on his feet. And then these two guys are doing a bunch of combination trades pretty much with each other. Like, we see Balor punching Seth in the face with the forearm. Seth comes back with the enziguri upside the head on the Finn. Finn turns around, and he tries to hit the peg leg kick onto Seth, but Seth catches his foot, rolls Finn through, hitting a pedigree onto him. He goes for the pin on the Finn, pinning him 1, 2, Finn barely kicking out at 2. And then all of a sudden we see Mr. Money in the Bank, Damian Priest, walking his way down to the ring, and it looks like he's about to cash it in and make this match a triple threat match. That's what it looks like, at least. And yeah, Damian Priest walks around the ring and stuff. Seth Rollins is distracted by it, obviously, and Finn tries to take the opportunity of rolling up Seth Rollins, but he only got a 2 count out of it. And then Seth, as soon as he kicked out, he hits a super kick on the Finn, knocking Finn out of the ring on the other side of the ring, and Seth rolled out of the ring on the other side. Damian Priest is sitting at ringside at this point, watching this match. Seth goes at the Damian, talking to him or whatever, talking about, oh, you trying to cash in or something? Seth turns around, then we see Finn Balor coming up with a shotgun drop kick onto Seth Rollins into the barricade. And then we see Finn climbing up on the announce table, jumping off with the coup de grace onto Seth. And then he goes over there and runs off the steel steps. But yeah, Finn Balor runs and jumps off the steel steps with a coup de grace, a second one, onto Seth Rollins. And then Finn grabs Seth Rollins, throws him back into the ring. Finn climbs up the top turnbuckle, about to hit a third coup de grace onto Seth, but then he spots Damian Priest quickly getting up out of his seat. Finn got distracted by that, but then he looks back and he jumps off the top turnbuckle, try to hit the coup de grace onto Seth, but Seth moves out of the way. Finn lands on pretty much on his knees, but then we see Seth hitting the curb stomp onto Finn Balor. He goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3, it was all over there. Seth Rollins defeated Finn Balor, and he has retained the World Heavyweight Championship. That's what happened. Pretty good match, though. I'll give that match 4 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a good one. But yeah, that's what happened there. Then after that, we see Caleb Braxton interviewing the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champion Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, pretty much in the crowd or whatever. And yeah, they was talking about the bloodline or whatever. And they said that they're going to be watching. But yeah, up next it'll be the main event. It will be Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos up next in the tag team match. So yeah, that main event will be up next. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Money in the Bank. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Money in the Bank, it was a main event. It was a tag team match. And boy, this one, it was a freaking banger. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So yeah, it was the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, and Solo Sikoa with Paul Heyman at ringside. The Bloodline versus Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, in a tag team match in tonight's main event from Money in the Bank. Now, before this match even started, they showed an amazing video package of the Bloodline when they first started to what's happened over the past few weeks with Sami Zayn getting, turning on Roman, and Jimmy and Jay turning on Roman and all that stuff. So yeah, it's just amazing stuff with the video package. But yeah, we get to the match, and this match, it was a banger. I'm not even going to lie. Like, it was just so damn good. During this match, we see the referee get taken out in this match, and yeah, the referee got taken out on accident by, I think, one of the Usos, I think it was. But then, since the referee got taken out, we see the Usos taking advantage, and they hit the 1D onto Roman. Jimmy goes for the pin on Roman, but obviously the referee ain't in there. So then we see Solo Sikoa getting in there, and Solo and Roman's beating the hell out of the Usos. They hit a double Uranagi slam onto the Usos, laying them out. We see Solo picking up Jay, and then he hits a Samoan spike on the Jay, laying him out. And then, he hits the Samoan spike on Jimmy, and then they pick up Jay, and we see Roman and Solo hit a combination of the Samoan spike and the spear at the same time, which was amazing. Roman tells Solo to grab Jay, and then they're going to place grab Jimmy and place Jimmy on top of Jay to stack him up and pin him, because that's what Roman tweeted out earlier today, that he's going to stack the Usos just like how he did with Edge and Daniel Bryan back at WrestleMania 37. So that was his plan. He was going to do the same thing. Well, he stacks them up on top of each other. He goes for the pin. Referee slides in, and he counts the pin. 1, 2, both of the Usos kicking out at 2. Roman's so surprised about it. Solo had pretty much snapped Roman out of it, and Solo and Roman starts going on to work on the Usos, beating them down and everything. So yeah, they was beating them down, and yeah, we see Solo grabbing Jimmy and tossing Jimmy out of the ring, placing him on the announce table. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, there was this one cool moment actually with when we seen Roman actually try to hit like a spear, like he was setting up for the spear and he was taunting or whatever. And when he was in the middle of his taunt, he didn't notice that Jimmy got tagged in, and then both of the Usos had double spear on the Roman, and Roman barely kicked out at 2 then. So that was a cool moment I forgot to mention right there. But yeah, Jimmy's on top of the announce table. We see Solo Sikoa standing on the barricade, and he does his little taunt or whatever. He jumps off trying to hit the big splash onto Jimmy through the announce table, but Jimmy moves out the way, and Solo crashed and burned through the announce table, taking his own self out. Roman was so surprised about Solo taking himself out, and Roman looks disappointed, and then he turns around. He gets hit with a super kick by Jay. Roman's still standing. He bounces off the ropes, coming back with a Superman punch on Jay. Jay bounces off the ropes, coming back with a second super kick onto Roman. Roman bounces back off the ropes with a massive spear onto Jay. He pins Jay, and it looks like it's going to be all over here. Referee counts 1, 2. Jay kicks out at the count of 2, and when he kicked out, his arm was in between Roman's legs, and he came up with a low blow. The same thing that Roman did years, during this run, doing it to Finn Balor and a bunch of other people. So yeah, and to Jay himself. So yeah, Jay does the same thing to Roman, which was an amazing throwback right there. And then Jay gets back up. Jimmy gets tagged in. So yeah, both of them's in there at the same time. Jay hits a super kick on the Roman. Roman's on his knees, by the way, at this moment. So Jay hits a super kick on the Roman, and then Jimmy hits a super kick on the Roman, and then both of them hits a double super kick on the Roman, taking him out. Solo pops up on the ring apron. He gets hit with a double super kick, getting knocked off the ring apron. Roman gets back up to his feet, but then he gets hit with another double super kick by the Usos. Jay gets on the ring apron. He gets tagged in. He climbs up the top turnbuckle, and he jumps off with the Uso splash onto Roman Reigns. He goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. all over there. Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, defeated Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, the Bloodline, tonight in a tag team match in the main event. Yeah, Jay Uso pinned Roman Reigns tonight. This is the first time Roman has been pinned since December of 2019, over 3 years ago. So yeah, first time Roman has been pinned. And by the way, maybe a lot of people don't remember this, but Jay was actually the one that pinned Roman when the Shield when the Shield was dominating and stuff. Jay was the first ever person to ever pin Roman Reigns in WWE on the main roster. And so he pinned Roman Reigns once again tonight, which was amazing. So yeah, that's what happened there. The Usos defeated Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa tonight in the main event. That's what happened. Great main event. I give that match 5 stars. That's what I'll give it. For tonight's Money in the Bank show, oh man, I'm going to give it 9.5 stars. That's why I want to get it. Main event was amazing. Both Money in the Bank ladder matches was amazing. Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio was but it was alright. You know, it ain't that bad. Drew McIntyre returned tonight. Gunther versus Matt Riddle was good. And like Matt Riddle had a solid injury pretty much, but it was still a good match between those two guys. The women's tag team match was a good one as well, and it was crazy that Shayna Baszler turned on Ronda Rousey and all that stuff. But other than that, like a great show. Like I said, I give that match 5 stars, and I give tonight's pay-per-view 9.5 stars. So yeah, that's why I'll give it. But yeah, that's been my WWE Money in the Bank 2023 reviews. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And yeah, I'll be doing my AEW Collision reviews later on tonight, so yeah, look out for that. But I'll be doing my Monday Night Raw reviews this Monday, so yeah, look out for that as well. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then.